We'll get along.
Sway's cool. We'll
get along.
You know.
Sway's a good guy.
Sway!
He's talking to somebody. Probably about making love.
What's up, Sway? He doesn't want to say hi.
Yeah, he has no interest.
Come in and say hi.
Sway,
Sway, what's up, man?
we just want to say hi to our neighbors.
How you doing?
Exactly.
I've never really got the official invite.
Let's
I know.
be honest, Sway. Tell the white people.
You're not interested.
I'm here, but it's just
Patrice is like, you're not in.
We live right across the street.
No,
See?
you know,
There's a train track in between your studio and ours.
all right. I've never
just be
climbed the
honest,
fence.
Sway.
To tell them the truth.
You can be honest.
Time to
Because
repent
they ask
and
a white
confess.
question like, "Hey, what's under the hat?" I'm just saying, what's under white hats? Hair,
Fucking hair.
What's under the hat?
Nah, because I know them, so they just know. But
Patrice doesn't think you like us.
I know
He gets a feeling.
I don't know. He always
feeling.
says that because he thinks black people just don't like us.
Yeah,
Which is not true.
I think, as a black person, be honest, Sway. When you look at him, immediately you can't like him.
pointing at Jim Norton.
I didn't have any desire to meet him. I would have.
There you go. That's why he hasn't come in here.
Yeah.
You work across the street. It's just like me and my
come on
Chinese
in.
neighbors. No
But
one
once you
talk.
get to know me, I'm a lot of fun.
You're all right, man.
Chris, take a seat over there and shit, I guess.
Absolutely.
We're on the air.
We never really met.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, it's all
You
right.
know Sway? You've seen Sway from MTV. And
What's up, man? How you
shit.
doing,
Hell
bro?
yeah. You guys,
How are you?
Chris Cornell.
That dude looks
of course.
scary, man. You know.
That's Chris Cornell. That dude. That's Chris Cornell.
All right, I gotta go back to work.
All right, Sway.
Oh, damn.
All right.
We just wanted to meet you.
Sway, we
finally.
wanted to finally, just break the ice and say hi,
Absolutely.
We'll
I
never
appreciate
talk
it.
again.
We'll never
I'll see
talk
you.
again, but at least we said hi.
But at least we could do that, like, smile, kind of nod, hey, in the hallway.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You guys are legends to me,
Recognition.
man. I've been following you for a long time. So
We've
it's a pleasure
seen you
to
on
be
MTV
your
for
show.
many, many years now.
Absolutely. Now I'm doing
Yeah.
Shade 4-5.
I know, you're right there.
We're family. Let's do
One
something
door
for
away.
real, though.
We'll do something
You
together.
guys come over there. I'll come over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
We
We'll bring our
used to go over
guns.
All right. What
I
happened?
used to go over
I
there.
got beat up? What happened?
No, it's fine.
No,
They're
everything's
totally
good.
fine.
Damn racist.
No, we're not.
We're not
Wow.
racist at all. But, excuse me, you interrupted. Go ahead.
Yeah, of course he interrupted.
All right, Sway. Thank you.
Take it easy, Sway. Wow, Chris Cornell
Taking up Chris Cornell's time.
is
sorry, Chris.
in the studio now. Goddamn.
Chris, I got to start. Earlier in the show, we played The Keeper before you
Yeah.
got here.
That's excellent.
And fucking love the song.
Thank you.
Me and Ann always talk about when you slow it down, you have just the most amazing voice.
Thank you.
And it's good to hear that.
Yeah, there's two things there. You could either get the holy shit Chris Cornell, like really fucking getting the range and screaming and sounding amazing, but you could take it down and do a real soft song that is just
Really shows off your
yeah.
voice, too, man.
Thank you, yeah.
touching, quite touching.
I think there's a compliment in there somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little
There's
weird, right?
confusion in there, too.
I know,
It's not,
I
but it's not your
know.
fault.
I don't know what I'm saying.
It's something that
I
have done.
I saw
I've created this
Soundgarden.
in my life. Nobody really knows. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but I don't know. I just like music, so whatever I like, I want to kind of go do
Right.
sometimes. So
Do you like Johnny Cash's cover? I mean, I love his cover of Rusty Cage. When you first heard that, did you like that?
yeah, I did.
You did.
It baffled me a little the concept, but I learned a lot, which was you can take any song and kind of do whatever you want with it, and if it's a good song, it'll work out. He just took Rusty Cage, a Soundgarden song, which was this crazy against the wall riff, and then they just rearranged it so it went dum 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 dum, and then he sang Rusty Cage over it. It was Johnny Cash. It was great.
and then you're like, he went dum 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 dum. It's like,
he
wow,
did.
which is really a stretch for Johnny Cash.
Yeah,
that whole thing.
Johnny
He
Cash
did his
song.
Johnny Cash thing.
But he turned me on to the song from Soundgarden. Like, I heard Johnny Cash's first.
Oh, really?
And then he got into Soundgarden.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
That's an odd thing.
I'm very
Don't you
anal
think?
about rock. I listen to Sabbath and Kiss,
Anal
and I
about
feel
everything.
disloyal if I like anything else.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a complete
Kiss.
creep.
He's
You are
obsessed
if
with
you like
Sabbath.
everything else is true.
Yeah, I'm stuck in the 70s.
But I got messages from people after Johnny Cash did the Rusty Cage, telling me that how great the lyrics were, and they never said that when they heard my version. It was
Wow.
Johnny Cash sort of. I think you listened to him more, and he sold those words more than I did somehow.
I wonder why that
Good at
is.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
even when I met him one time, and it was terrifying. It's the only time I've really been scared to talk to another human being, and when he spoke, like the ground vibrated around you a little bit because his voice was really low, and he was just a super intense guy. But some people have that ability when they sing. You stop and pay attention to what they're saying.
How is it out with Soundgarden? Everything fun?
Great.
And, yeah.
We had a blast.
I went to the Jersey show. Fucking amazing.
Thank you. It's fun. It's really fun.
Really loud still, man.
Really
loud still. That's good though, because sometimes you see bands when they get back together again, and it's like, fuck, man, you know, I remembered this when it was loud.
Oh, they like to.
And
keep
now I
it
can
loud.
talk to the person next to me.
Yeah. No, it's not like that.
Yeah,
you're not having conversations when you go to a Soundgarden show.
That would be weird, almost. I think if you could hear anybody speak. That happens sometimes.
It sucked. I went to see this is years ago. I went to see Blue Oyster Cult when they got back together, and I was able to lean over to my friend and go, "Yeah, this is ME262. I'm glad they're doing this one." And you're like, you never would have. Your nose would have bled.
Turn that shit up, right?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I like, though. Still, yeah, Soundgarden. You're gonna hear the volume. The guys are all into it and shit, right?
Yeah, and we're all having a great time. We tried to actually, you know, in the interest of not murdering our ears and getting tinnitus, and we tried to back off the volume a little bit this time. We were talking, you know, we were rehearsing a lower volume. Try that out, and it just everybody sort of reaches and turns up slowly at different times across the stage, and then that starts playing louder, and then at some point,
usually you see the first person you usually see is the guitarist to go over and go like, just touch to get his lead up a little bit, and then the bass player's like, well bottom end is gone, let me go up here, and then the drummer's fucking just pounded and tried to play a little louder, and Chris is screaming.
Yeah, and after 10 little bit, you know, it's
before you know it,
insane.
Are your ears shot?
Supposed to be.
No, my ears are pretty good, but after some of these shows in the summer, I definitely was hearing bells. And
you don't do the plugs?
No, I
do
all
his hair.
sometimes, but I don't know.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
You don't hear that.
Yeah, I hear that.
That whistly sound, man.
Or sometimes just in the middle of the night wakes me up. But it goes away.
Do you have to? In a while, it does. Do you have to go to sleep with like something on, like a TV or?
Thank God. I hope that doesn't happen. I have friends that do that.
Yeah, like you just because you
have to have a fan or something.
Yeah, something. Someone in the room telling you your rule. No, say that's what an idiot I am.
That was all right though. Man.
That stunk.
No, it was kind of cute.
What's the solo tour all about? What are we going to hear?
I don't know. I usually don't do set lists for that.
Oh, you just.
But you like whatever I want from any. Period.
You just kind of make it up as you go.
Yeah.
You never get somebody yelling, "Do Stonehenge!" From the crowd.
If you yell it, I'll probably try it.
Give it a whirl.
That's sort of part of what's fun about it, because with a band, especially a loud band, it's hard to communicate and you know, let's do this song because someone brought a sign, that kind of thing.
Right.
Like when I'm alone, I can just do it.
What songs have you tried?
Songs that I haven't ever really tried to play acoustically, I've tried before. I remember someone yelled out 4th of July from a Soundgarden song, which is sort of ridiculous to even try on an acoustic. And I started to try to bang that out and sing it. It was, and then, you know, people usually will come up with just dumb ideas like, you know, if it's an acoustic guitar, they'll be screaming Jesus Christ pose. And I don't know if you think you're funny or whatever, but it sounds a little like bluegrass, though, if you
try to play it on acoustic. I really think it's just people hoping. You know, please play that, and it's like, no,
they just want to hear it, and they think maybe you can make it sound like the record without any drums.
Virtually impossible.
You don't understand how hard that is to do, right?
Do that.
What kind of covers do you do? I guess what I was asking too.
I don't know anything I could think of. When I was in Jersey, I did a couple Springsteen songs. That went over good. It always does. You know, you're in Jersey, you play Springsteen, it works.
Yeah, you're pretty safe. Yeah. That's a safe bet with that one.
Do you remember seeing Anthony in California?
You're an ass.
I'm making sure he remembers.
Oh, at the hotel.
Yeah. We're at the Beverly Hills. That was good. You were getting your house painted.
That's no. I think my house flooded.
Oh, it was something. Yeah, something. You were getting it fixed or something. Yeah. But it was kind of cool because, like you know, everybody sees Chris on stage, fucking epitome of the rock star, and he's there, you know, saying with his kids like, "Hey, don't splash over there." It's like seeing the dad. Chris Cornell was kind of an odd, out of place, but very cool thing, because you came across, I don't know, you know, you could be the worst father in the world, but you came across as a great dad, like really attentive and stuff. But it was the weirdest thing to see in real life. It was completely out of context, you know. Hey, look, he's swimming over there. They're riding on his back, and it's like, hey
being a father,
Black hole sun guy.
Did the kids ask who he was? Like, who's the man with no shirt and a beer in each hand talking way too loud for this hotel?
All right, shut up. I do like that cabana service over there.
Yeah.
That is very, very nice. No, did you somebody I read on something. Did you you stop drinking in like 2000 or something?
I think it was 2002.
Was there one of those big reasons, or just kind of a let me?
I don't remember any of the reasons.
That's probably why.
About the 5 or 6 surrounding years, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Maybe that.
But I'm glad I stopped drinking. Like I feel like I get a lot more done.
Were you afraid creatively? Like
no, I was never anyone that I could never write anything drunk or high on it. It's never worked.
Really?
I would try, but it would be awful. Like especially if I wrote lyrics and then the next morning I would read it, I would immediately burn it. I didn't want anyone to ever even see it.
Wow.
Yeah, I was horrible at that.
Because some people are really good at that, and then
No, I've heard that story, but I remember I was in rehab, and there were people saying, so it's going to be very difficult for you to transition into being creative when you're not loaded, and I said, no, not for me. Coffee was the only thing that ever worked for me, which still works.
For writing, yeah.
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 Coffee rules.
When I would drink, I think creatively the best thing I could do was, kind of get into those long, really bad blues jams that drunken guys get into.
Never
Sometimes
ends.
you can really put up with that and have the attention span for it, which is really depressing. So that's all over.
Can you sit down and say, I'm going to write right now, I need to write, or does it just kind of like you wake up at 3 in the morning with lyrics or a riff?
Idea or something?
I think both those things happen. And probably to anybody that writes anything, probably both those things happen. At some point, you'll end up in a position where you have to sit down and you have no ideas and you got to write something. It's like, God, I told these people this would be ready, and
like a deadline or something. That's got to be a little bit of pressure, yeah.
Like with a band, like working with Soundgarden, there's a lot of co-writing scenarios where, I'm going to take your song home and work on it, and then come back and we'll have something. And you can't necessarily wait for lightning to strike. I always feel like that's the best way to go, though. Just wait around until I just pop in
something. Yeah. With the Keeper, was that written specifically for the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's the movie? Machine Gun Preacher.
Machine Gun Preacher. Yeah.
Machine Gun Preacher. So, do you find that harder to write something on a subject like, here's a movie, hey, write this? Because like I told you last time you were on, the Casino Royale opening theme is fantastic. I love it as just a regular song, not even as a movie theme.
Well, thank you.
Is it harder to say, hey, here's a movie, here's what the movie's about, or?
Well, I guess, with an entire film, and a script and a story, like something like The Keeper, where it's based on the Machine Gun Preacher, who's a real guy, and it's his real life, and the scope of his life is really crazy, and he's like, he goes from meth head biker to born again Christian to guy that builds an orphanage in like a demilitarized zone in South Sudan, and he likes to shoot people, but he's a humanitarian, and like there's a lot to go on to write a song like that.
That's kind of true. Yeah, a lot of material there.
But it's also not like it's for a film. It's a collaboration with people making a movie and a screenwriter, and so that I can't just do whatever I want.
So they do have input on the song itself.
Well, I get pretty lucky most of the time. When I've been in situations like that,
I'm good enough.
They just like it.
Yeah, they just like it.
I've also had the other where, I'm not sure if that works. Or I'm not sure if we like it. But usually things just go well.
Yeah.
I think if you try,
you really, give it a whirl.
Yeah, just try to do a good job, and it usually works out.
Do they tell you if they want it to be acoustic or heavy, or they just kind of leave all that up to you?
Pretty much left all that up to me on this. And with Machine Gun Preacher, it was hard because there's sort of like this period of earlier in his life that's kind of like maybe biker rock 70s, and then I could have approached it from a gospel oriented thing when he's sort of becoming this preacher, but then there's African music, Sudanese choir, there's hip hop, and there's all these different periods in the story where different kinds of music could fit in, and somehow or another I ended up with just an acoustic guitar and singing. I'm not really sure how that.
You look at everything and go, that's just too much shit here. Let me grab a guitar.
Are you actually singing the movie plot, or no? You're not singing about them? Or are you singing something that fits it thematically, or actually what goes on in the movie?
My approach was like, because I don't know what it's like to be one of the children of the story's about, or the Sam Childers, and I'm not him, so I didn't have those experiences. So I ended up kind of approaching it like, what if Sam Childers were Woody Guthrie and he was writing a song about this situation and the plight of these kids and his dedication to risking his life to just make sure they're safe, and that's where the idea came from.
Yeah, because that to me is the hard part, is capture. Because I know I'm not a songwriter, but I know I would just write like scene by scene and just
your song make it all hacky. And
then the man got on the plane, just
your song would be 90 minutes long.
It would be literal dialogue from the movie.
Right.
Yes, every horrible.
And he ducked in. I thought he was shot, but he was fine. It would be like, this stinks.
You were I guess a big part of the Pearl Jam movie.
He's in the documentary.
Came out, in the documentary.
Yeah, Cameron Crowe film.
Yeah, about Pearl Jam.
Was great. He did an amazing job, and it's a great documentary for fans, because I feel like you really kind of get to see behind the curtain a little bit, and everybody's personality comes across very genuine, and then it's a Cameron Crowe film, which he's a guy that was a music journalist from the time he was, I don't know, 15 or 14. And then, so he was interviewing Led Zeppelin when he was 15, and then he became an accomplished movie maker, so you put those two things together, and it's really an entertaining film. It's great.
Yeah, our own Travis here is a giant Pearl Jam fan, so he won't shut the fuck up about it.
Got a lot of Pearl Jam fans here.
No, I know. I
fucking love Pearl Jam.
Amazing.
I can't wait to see this thing.
You should actually show Chris the Mexican guy, or the Chilean guy.
Did you see the Chilean guy yet?
Have you seen this Chilean guy that sings?
Someone get on the... It's really quick. He does Yellow Leadbetter.
Where the hell is Travis? I thought I saw Travis.
Even for 30 seconds, you got to see
It's ridiculous.
It's a show called...
My name is, but it's in...
Mi nombre es.
Yeah, mi nombre es, out of Chile.
Out of Chile.
And they get these people, and they dress up as much as they can as somebody, a singer, and they get up and sing as best they can in the style of. And most of them are pretty goofy, and they can't speak English, so they're just speaking phonetically.
A bunch of them they're off, you could tell.
And this guy's like, mi llama es Eddie Vedder.
Right.
And he starts singing, and I was like, at first, I swear to you, I was like, no, this is bullshit.
Goof? They fucking,
They like overdubbed this thing on here. Here he is. You got the headphones? You need some ears.
Mi nombre es Eddie Vedder.
Eddie Vedder.
Oh, it's like a sort of a contest, too.
Yeah. It's one of those kind of game shows. I thought he was lying.
Oh my God, that's pretty amazing.
I swear I thought they were...
And there's something listening and getting ready to judge it.
Yeah.
That'll be worth doing at an actual Pearl Jam show, just for a minute.
Yeah, I
just have them come out and just see everybody look confused and upset.
And upset. The guy is doing an amazing job.
That's pretty crazy.
And this is what they'll do if Eddie Vedder leaves Pearl Jam. They'll just fucking cart this guy out the way they did in Journey.
Like Journey, yeah, you could hit it.
Yeah, so.
That's just...
Isn't that wild?
When I first saw it, I was like, come on, they friggin'
overdubbed or something.
Some goofy guy found this show clip and popped friggin' Pearl Jam on top of it.
You ever find anyone that does you real well, Chris?
No, I've had people send me stuff.
Hey, Chris, I sound just like
you. Yeah, check it out.
Do you?
There'll be like just a moment, where I kind of hear it, but most of the time I don't hear it.
Well, over the years, you got to realize, without the pat on your own back, that you got a pretty good voice, good range.
I think I do a lot of stuff, so it's hard. I remember Timmy C from Rage used to say that he didn't really know where home base was for my voice. Like there's no real.
Yeah, like if you're writing,
that's what he does all the time.
Or if you're writing for your range,
kind of. And that, I think that comes from songwriting. Whatever it is, I just kind of want to hear the singer that's going to sound right. You know, and so I never paid much attention to range.
Yeah.
It would be like, oh, I want to hear that melody, and it would be whatever key the song was in, and then that would just be it.
So many singers want to, like, punch you in the face right now that you just say that like, I never thought about range.
Right.
Like some people are just
really
like,
think
I'd
about
love
the
to be
key,
able to hit that note, and it's just like, nah, he could just hit it.
Not from that. There's on-the-job training, though. Like the several years of, you know, like the early years of Soundgarden. We joined, started in 1984.
Jesus.
So it was a while of really being in a band and playing shows and doing it. I had very little range when I started.
Really?
Out. Yeah.
You were able to crank it up.
Shit.
Man, that is amazing. And then over the years, how do you take care of it? Do you have to?
Well, it helps not to drink and smoke.
Oh, well.
That makes it easier.
Does it?
Other than that, yeah. It's all the obvious things, really.
It's just the obvious things,
Yeah.
you know. You can't drink like a fish, smoke cigarettes or weed, or
Yeah, and you can a little bit, but like a lot doesn't work.
yeah. But
For much, really. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do. You can shoot pool or play shuffleboard. Smoking a lot. You can get those things done.
You can do a lot of
sports.
that.
When you're in a band and you're out doing solo stuff, do other band members get resentful? Like whoever's out doing the solo stuff, whether it's the singer or the guitarist, do they start to feel like almost like you're leaving the relationship to do this?
Well, with Soundgarden, everybody always did stuff. I mean, Matt and I did Temple of the Dog in 1990, and you know, I think that was sort of a testament to just the trust that we had inside of the band. That it's okay to go out and do other stuff, and know that you're kind of safe in your band and everyone's secure, and the fact that this is what everybody you know is dedicated to all the time.
Is there ever a time where the band wants to do something, but you're like, oh, I know the solo stuff's booked. I can't.
Not really.
You try to work it out. I
Not
would
really.
imagine,
Yeah.
right?
Not really. I think at this stage of being in Soundgarden, it's kind of good that everybody's doing other things because
Break is healthy, I would assume.
well, I like to be really, really, really busy, and I think that you know, to have that all sort of fall on the shoulders of Soundgarden probably isn't that great of a thing. I think for us to be able to do what we do with a more relaxed pace and not have like 2-year projections of what our schedule is going to be and release dates before we've written any songs for a record.
Right.
That never really worked for us.
Why didn't you guys go back to the Temple of the Dog thing? Why didn't you go back to the Temple of the Dog thing? It was 1990, and
Well,
you guys had some magic there. Another
we
album
were in
or
separate
something.
bands that were really busy.
Yeah, but there was never time in the last it's been 20 years now to get back and try to do something else with that.
I don't know, maybe because of the fact that it was something
For Andrew.
It took a couple of weeks to do it, and then it was very special, and it surrounded kind of a subject that was sort of important to us, being that it was a tribute to our friend that died, and I'm not sure if necessarily would have felt natural to like at least to go back and write other songs or record it. It would be fun to play shows or something and play the songs more.
Yeah,
because we've only done it, every 6 years or so. Somehow something will happen where we get together and play.
Have you noticed a big change in personality-wise? Because you guys were, kids when Soundgarden originally, and now you're men, guys. Have you noticed huge personality changes in some of the guys where you're like, wow, that guy's really changed?
I feel like with everybody, even other guys in Seattle bands that I grew up with, everybody's pretty similar to the way they always were. I just sort of see everyone being a little less goofy and having more patience, I think.
That's just growing up.
Just growing up,
to anybody, yeah. Doesn't
You-
necessarily have to do with where you're from.
I think doing solo stuff too, it's like it's got to be resentful when there's 4 people creatively collaborating, or 5 people. However many, it's got to be annoying to have someone's ideas always overriding yours, or the one guy with the shit idea that everybody has to politely listen to. At least you can go out and do it, and it gets it out of the system, so there's no one just resenting the fact that their ideas can't be, I guess, made real or brought to fruition, as we say.
Well, Yeah, I think that's sort of where side projects from bands usually come, because the people, it's not always going to make sense that something one guy in a band's going to want to do doesn't work for the band, and maybe it just, there's a lot of things I've done since the beginning of Soundgarden that didn't necessarily make sense for Soundgarden. It wouldn't fit, and I think that's where those side projects come from most of the time with any band.
You had a great song on, I don't remember the name of the song, but it was on Slash's record, which was really good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that was an amazing album. Did you write that, or did he write that and just ask you to come in for it?
He wrote the guitar parts, and I just kind of took that and wrote to it, really, and responded with emails of MP3s.
Oh God, just back and forth.
We were in the studio the day that I came in to sing it, and it was it was the final version of the music, but initially it was just the demo that he sent me via email, and then I recorded over it and sent it via email back, which is weird, but
future.
Strangely, it works.
What do you do? How do you tell somebody if they're sending you ideas that are just atrocious? Like, even if it's a guy you respect and he's like, oh, no, maybe you should sing this. And you're like, ugh.
You go dark for a really, really unreasonably long time.
Send him back corrupted files. Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you get emails that are just question marks, like, where are you?
Right.
You just ignore it.
Yeah, you don't actually say, like, that was hard. You just actually come back with something that's better and just go, no, here's what I got. I didn't see that. Or
no, you just ignore it.
just ignore it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you write so much, you've written a lot of songs. Do you start feeling like have you ever written anything where you've looked at and gone, hey, wait a minute, I've done that before? God, like I guess you don't want to be redundant.
Actually, done stuff twice where I'll realize this was an idea I already had, and maybe I just didn't record it. But what's way worse than that is I'll get some melody in my head and think that it's really great, and then realize it's someone else's song.
Yeah.
Exactly.
To a T.
sounds good for a minute, right? And you're like, all that glitters is gold. I've heard that.
This is really
It's like,
hooky
the
and great,
Beatles
and
did
I-
this.
This is so catchy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Something
it's gonna
about
be great.
it. I don't know what. It's like as though I've heard it before. Oh,
Yeah.
shit,
Guys,
I've
I
heard
got it.
before.
I saw her standing there.
Yeah. Like a virgin.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like that. I think it's a great idea. I think it might go over big with the kids.
Will you just scrap the idea, or will you like go, all right, because maybe you add a little bit to it and you don't realize that you got the basic foundation from somewhere else? Will you scrap the whole idea and just go, fuck it, I can't, or will you just build on it?
If it is exactly something else. I think like a lot of the time you can play me in kind of any song and I might be able to tell you 2 or 3 things that have similar notes or similar.
Right.
But if that happens, that's okay. But if it's just one thing, it's kind of a carbon copy of somebody else's song.
Yeah.
And it happens.
It's amazing how it goes. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I haven't really heard a Soundgarden, at least, be guilty of something like that. Some of the
quality
bands.
Control in place.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Something must
It's not
be.
going to get to you.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to say, that sounds exactly like blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, the song's never
one
gonna
of
make
four
the show.
is
They're
definitely
like,
gonna-
no way. You play
No.
it and go, shit, it is.
Yeah, the song's not going to make the album.
You got to have people like that around you, though. Like
Yeah.
Lady Gaga, who I like, got a lot of shit because that one song sounded like Madonna, a lot like Madonna, and nobody around her probably, because she's solo, said to her, "You can't do that. It sounds just like Madonna in a band. At least you can call each other out and go, what the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah,
Yeah, what do you do?
That's true. That's what's great about a band. There's that's what creates the identity of the band. That's what sort of serves the fans. You can't take hard right turns if you're in a band that's truly democratic. You can't go hard to the right or hard to the left because you've got a bureaucracy that is going to sort of slow that down at least a little bit.
Would you guys ever work with Black Sabbath? Like on the road or something?
That'd be great.
Cool.
Obviously, I played a show with Black Sabbath in Germany, and it was unbelievable. I guess that would have been like 5 years ago.
Was it on Ozfest?
No, it was just like a German festival.
Oh.
And we played, and then they came out, and it was really incredible. I was blown away. Everybody was great. The only thing that was a little weird was the drummer had an actual guy crouched down beside the hi-hat with using his fingers to count off measures and beats, to the guy, so it would be sort of 1, 2, and then 2. So he always kind of knew where he was. And didn't really look at the guy, but the guy was there in case he needed to look at the guy.
That's really odd.
I think Bill Ward. I wonder if his hearing is going a little bit.
I don't know.
Play with a click or
maybe
something.
Maybe he just got lost. I mean, it can happen, I guess, over time, where you sort of your mind can wander. But he didn't. He never looked. He never seemed to need it. But the guy was there for him.
I don't understand what that 1, 2, 3. Like, how would that help during a song? I mean, I'm not musically inclined.
If you get lost in the song, I would rather you just look down and keep the beat to the guy's fingers, and regardless of what you're hearing, you know you're on.
You're doing your part.
They were so good. It was really incredible. I mean, that's when you stop and go, yeah, that's how you do it. That's how the real guys do it.
Have you noticed Ozzy's voice sounds a lot better now? It's weird. I think he quit drinking. He sounds like a lot healthier now than he did 5 years ago.
Something about that. I don't know what. If you pause and like look at certain things, I don't know. I always felt like he was just sort of uniquely him. So I always liked his voice live. I always felt like he did a great job.
Yeah, even when it cracks, it's still fun.
Yeah, exactly.
He's still Ozzy.
He forgets the fucking worst over the mountain 30 seconds into the show. Who cares? It's still great. He would do that. He would just start singing the last verse first, and nobody gave a shit. It just worked.
Wow. You're singing the right ones.
You know what? It's 10:15. I don't want to step on Rana Fez's time. Chris Cornell, new song on iTunes. I guess The Keeper, right?
Yeah, we're gonna play it again.
Yeah,
might as well play it again.
It's great. It's from Machine Gun Preacher.
Yep.
And the dates for all the tours. He's going to be doing Carnegie Hall here in New York, November the 11th. I'm sorry, November the 21st of this year. And there's a bunch of dates, including the Borgata and
great,
Allentown. There's Count Basie and Red Bank. Just go to chriscornell.com and get the dates. Because he's playing everywhere.
It's all written down here too on this sheet of paper, and I'm going to take it because I have no idea what my.
Take that with you so you know where you're going to be.
Thank you.
Chris,
great.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
And Patrice O'Neill, where you at?
Stress Factory tonight and tomorrow.
Yes.
There you
Patrice
go.
O'Neill.
And Jimmy?
Tampa, Florida Improv, September 29th through October 1st. Pittsburgh Improv, October 20th through 22nd.
I'll be in my yard with a beer.
Yes.
That's about it.
Yeah, and after that, you could just put any day dash 2011.
All right, we're going to leave you with Chris Cornell's song, The Keeper. Have a good weekend.